Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the opposition preview, and I'm honoured to be joined by Nicky Hawkins from West Ham Fan TV. Nicky, thank you so much for joining me once again, my friend.
Oh, no problem, mate. No problem. It's good to see people. I'm locked in this dungeon nowadays, so it's great to see people on, even if it is virtually. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm not too bad. I'm in the studio. We've got bubbles in our studio, which is a bit weird, and yeah, it's been strange, but we're okay, mate. Let's talk a little bit about West Ham Football Club, not Fan TV. Although we can do that a little bit later if you want, mate. So, are you flying? Are you not flying? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you still pissed off with your owners? Have you moved out of the Porter fucking lose that you've been training in? You've had a tough run of games and you seem to have come out the other side not too bad, to be fair.
Do you know what? We're all of that. Everything that you've just described there, we're everything. We're happy with the performances. We're upset still because it's still not going the way. Not so much football wise, but logistically and everything else. It's not going the way that we think it can go. We're still upset with the owners. There's people outside the ground every week, protesting. I don't think they're going to get away with it this time. I think this is the end game now. I don't think this will stop. I think this will just be relentless until they leave now. I think they've burned too many bridges. But in terms of football, I can't complain. We've had a very tough run of fixtures. Lost our first game. We was all in meltdown. Then put a decent performance in against Arsenal and thought to ourselves, if we can carry on with performances like that, we might nick a point or two. We go and smash Wolves and Leicester. Played very, very well against Tottenham. Well, ended very well against Tottenham.
That was crazy, mate. That was just... I'm in a last man standing thing. It's like a tenner in, and there's like nearly 30 of us in this thing, and we all basically went out because of that game. And I always think I had Tottenham that weekend as my one team to get a win. Watched till half time. It was like money in the bank, sorted. And then flicked on, and I'm like, oh my god, to see Lanzini smash one in. I did actually think about you and how happy you'd be. Like, it must have been something else, mate.
Oh, it makes it a little bit more sweet when it's against them, because they like to pretend that they don't care about us and everything else, but you want to see the amount of salty Tottenham fans that have come at us on video since then. We don't care about you, cup final, blah blah blah. But then we put another decent performance in against City, and to be honest with you, although on the balance of play, we should be happy with a draw. The way, if football isn't based on what's on the sheet, is it? It's the chances you create and everything else. I think we should have had a Stonewall penalty, which is something I want to talk to you, on our Patreon a little bit later. So, a little bit disappointed coming out of there, and then we go into you, which is, look, I'm a West Ham fan. I'll be stupid to turn around and say we've got a run of easy fixtures now, but they look a little bit more realistic in a place where we can pick up points. So, once we get past you, we're sort of into the normal season.
So. And like, I know Haller's got a load of goals this season, but is he even like a first teamer for you, or is Antonio leading the line in the Premier League games and Haller's just padded his stats, so to speak?
Antonio can't get in the side.
Oh, he can't?
Side? No, he cannot get in the side. He just does not fit the dynamic of what we do and the way we play now. Just a completely looks out of his depth. He works well in a free. Can't really play on his own. He's Antonio's the one that sort of hustles and hassles defenders, very physical. He's running the lines really well and getting up the wings really well. Giving defenders.
Sorry, is it Haller that can't get in the side then?
Haller can't get in the side, yeah.
Is that who you said? I thought you said Antonio. I was a bit surprised then.
No, Antonio is starting in front of him, and Antonio. So he runs the lines really well, just stretches the defence. Haller comes on, he's like a statue. He can't move. He just doesn't suit our style of play. The thing is, he come off Antonio against City holding his hamstring. We've just heard that it's a possible 6-week layoff. which is, you know, one of the reasons why, you know, in a transfer. Well, to be fair, Chris, we've got one centre forward. That is it. That is all we've got at the club. One player, centre forward. That's Haller. Doesn't fit the system. He's chopping and changing. Stuck Antonio up there. Antonio, he's got a physicality. I don't think anybody else will work. So we might have to see a change of system to sort of fit Haller in this weekend. Otherwise, I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, it's mad that, isn't it? Because obviously, I remember reading a lot in the summer about West Ham being very much sell to buy and all that type of stuff. And, you know, did you get rid of like 9 players and brought one in? And is that right? First of all, have I read that or remembered that correctly?
No, we sold 11 fringe players. They was fringe players. There's no one of real note that I would say, you know, apart from Diangana, who I thought would have slotted in. You know, the side really nicely, and of course Anderson, that just again he just hasn't worked here. But I think we've got rid of 11 and we signed 3. One was Souček, who was with us last year. One was a right back that we needed desperately after letting Ngakia go, and Ben Rama. But on the balance of things, when you see the side, the thing is, Chris, we've got a really good side. You know, we've got a hard-working side that, you know, when all the pieces are in place, they work brilliantly together. But I don't remember a season in the last 10 where we haven't had 5-6 key injuries at certain points of the season, especially Christmas time. And our squad is so thin. They've stripped it to the bare bones. Like, it is literally what you see on the pitch is what we've got. There's no one coming off the bench really that can make a massive difference. We've got no sort of plan B, as you say. We play one way, and if that don't work, then it doesn't work and we lose the game. And it's shocking really from the owners. I don't know whether that's the manager's choice. From what he was saying at the beginning of the season, no, it's not. He wants to build a young, hungry side, and what manager's gonna refuse players when you're down to the bare bones like that. We've sold Diangana for 20 million. We've picked up sort of another 10 over these little squad players that we've sold. We couldn't pay an instalment for Haller. They were struggling to pay that. And then they was, when we sold Diangana, everything was up in the air. Everyone was sort of going absolutely ballistic about how thin the squad was. They promised us they'd invest it. They went after Tarkowski, but season after season, it's just a smokescreen. It's just, we tried, but we didn't have enough to, and we've ended up pocketing that money and bringing 2 people on loan. So it's not great, the logistics of it all. And although we've had a great start to the season, me as a pessimist, as a miserable person, I can see, the downturn when it inevitably we get the injuries.
You do this every time we do these Oppo previews. You just end up cracking me up, Nicky. I'm so sorry, mate. And I feel so sorry for you, but it manifests itself as I'm just laughing in your face, and I don't mean to.
No, I know you're not, mate. It's to be honest with you, mate. If I wasn't a West Ham fan, it is laughable. Of course, it's laughable. How can you have people? I sent you the pictures of the training ground earlier. Look, we had a discussion last time, and you were sort of cracking up. Then you think I'm lying? We look like an Essex sixth form college. I sent you a picture. I've just seen a video just before I come on of your brand new training complex. I've seen a picture of Leicester's one. I've seen a picture of Spurs one. And we're putting more fucking porta cabins in the garden.
Si, can we put a picture of West Ham's porta cabins in this, please, mate? I mean, it is. Nicky did send me these pictures this morning, and without lying, my school looked better than your training ground. And I sent you a photo of my school to prove the point. I mean, it's pretty shocking, to be fair, Nicky. I mean, at least you don't have many. At least you can fit your squad in to a porta cabin. If you signed any more players, you probably couldn't get your whole squad in.
Yes, that's probably what they're trying to do. They're probably trying to save on the parking spaces so they can get more fucking porta cabins in. It's honestly, it's a joke. It's a joke, but yeah, it just goes to show how you know, it is fun. We can sit here and laugh about it, but it just goes to show how shambolic it is. You know, people, you know, the misconception about West Ham fans is we're never happy, and you know, why are you moaning? You know, on the face of things, you know, they've spent money and all that, but what are they spending? Everybody else is spending money behind the scenes, and this sort of thing. If I can get these pictures up, it will show you fans that it's not just sort of a team issue. It's a lack of investment into the club, into the club's infrastructure. We've got one scout. One scout. We've got more people working on West Ham fucking fan TV than they've got scouting players.
But David Moyes is a good scout, no?
I don't know, is he? I don't even think he's bought anybody.
What did you like him?
David Sullivan would fucking have you think that he was the best fucking scout in the fucking world, because he's the one who identifies them all and buys them.
Fucking hell, mate. I genuinely do feel sorry for you. Like, I don't. Sometimes I don't know where to go from here, to be honest, Nicky. Can you? What do you think the score is going to be at the weekend, mate?
Do you know what? If we'd have had Antonio, I would have been a lot more confident in picking up even a point. But
he's brilliant against us as well. MIA playing against Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, the thing is, it's you know, it's the Van Dijk injury. I was watching the Everton game, and you just seem to sort of struggle a little bit with the physicality of Calvert-Lewin. I think that's where you struggled a little bit. And obviously Van Dijk, I've been praising Van Dijk since he joined you. I've always said that, you know, as soon as you got a good goalkeeper and a good centre half, you'd be challenging for league titles. And I'm not wrong. So it was just the physicality. Once Gomez come on, he just seemed to sort of edge it a little bit. And Antonio's a very physical player. Haller's not going to give us the same physicality, unfortunately, and we haven't got anybody sort of to replace that physicality of Antonio. So I'll probably say that Liverpool are going to nick it, but I don't think it's going to be.
Sorry, you mentioned earlier, didn't you, that you might not be able to play exactly the same way. So am I right in saying, is it 4-5-1 you have been playing, or has it been more of like a 4-3-3?
No, we've played 5-3-3. No, that's not right. 5-2-3. We try and sneak an extra one on every now and then. 5-2-3.
Have you got enough players to do that, Nicky?
Nah, probably not. Nah. Every now and then the ball boy run on and have a little swipe at it. But it's it's like a five at the back, sort of three centre backs, two wing backs. Rice and Souček sitting with Bowen, Fornals and Antonio up top. Antonio does all the running. They're all working hard for each other. That's the thing that we haven't seen in a West Ham side for a long time, is everyone's sort of working hard to get the ball back. When we're off the ball, we're very organised. Ogbona's been a monster for the past year and a half. Balbuena's coming into his own as well. We've got Diop that's on the bench. Cresswell's playing very well again. Masuaku is the man you've got to watch. He's been my Hammer of the Year this year. He's so tricky, and with that extra sort of cover, it sort of opens him up to go forward. But I just feel, unless we change something, and I don't think he will, because I think he's a one-trick pony. I think he's found a way that he wants to play. And instead of sort of adapting around the players he's got, I think he'll just go with the same thing and just hope it works. We'll have to change the way we play to sort of set up to Haller's strengths. But are we really going to attack Liverpool? Probably not. You know what I mean? We're gonna try and make it as tough for them to play and hope we nick one on a break. And if this was Fulham or Sheffield United, the ones that are at the bottom of the minute, or Burnley, we might have changed it, but I don't think we will. We'll just try and make it very, very, very uncomfortable for you to play. So,
so what you think Liverpool will just about nick it then?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't think. The thing is with Antonio, he doesn't give defenders space. We all know that these top teams like to play up from the back, and Cancelo was really good the other day. I think he was their best player, but in terms of fullbacks coming forward. He's always hassling. He's always up there hassling. He's got a bit of pace. He's got a bit of power. He can hold people off. So they've always got to keep one eye on him. They're not going to overcommit because they know if a long ball goes up, he can run into the channels and he can get hold of the ball and he can shrug someone off. With Haller, we just won't have that threat. So I think you're going to be more sort of willing to let the fullbacks go and basically what we used to call in Sunday League cheat a little bit and keep forward and keep that pressure on, because you see against Tottenham, if you put enough pressure on, we'll crack eventually. 45 seconds it took us to crack in that game, but if you put enough pressure on, we've got mistakes in us and you've got the players to punish us. If Antonio was up there, he might be a little bit more reserved, taking his time, but I just think they're going to just bombard us. But I think it'll be a good game. All
right, well, thank you very much for joining us, Nicky. Don't forget to check out the preview over on West Ham Fan TV's YouTube channel. And if it is your bag, West Ham Fan TV have now got a Patreon. What will we be discussing again?
We are discussing how the beautiful game has been made ugly by the authorities with the VAR decisions and the handball rules
and stuff as well. Surely. Yeah. Are we talking pay-per-view? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we'll go and check that out as well. You can support West Ham Fan TV by supporting their Patreon. Thank you very much for joining us. I can't wait for the game. We'll be here, of course, with our live watch-along on Saturday. Live 5 minutes before the team news comes out, and then live 15 minutes before the game itself. Don't forget to join us for that. Turn notifications bell on, subscribe, and you will get that in your inbox. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Ta-ra.